What is going on, Lucid fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I'm going to be talking about the many catalysts that came out today. I'm going to explain each one and what they actually mean for us as investors. But before I get into any of that, you guys know the deal. Smash a thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Greatly appreciate that. If you do like my channel and support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. And with that said, let's get right to it. So when it comes down to the first big catalyst, it was this. Monday, February 28th, 2022 is their earnings date. A lot of people were highly anticipating and waiting on this, and there is a lot to talk on when it comes down to this. So there's going to be the 2021 deliveries and production. We all know that, and that is one of the biggest things, and possibly I can only anticipate the only negative that does come from this, because that is all over the place. Some people do strongly feel that they didn't meet it. Some feel that they did. So it's all over the place. I personally do feel that they did meet their production levels, but again, based on the deliveries and what people are disclosing, again, not everyone has social media, I get that, but at the end of the day, it would have floated out some way or another more than 450. I believe we're currently around the 458, give or take. Let me know in the comments below what number we are actually at, what you see the latest number as being, but regardless, it's not at the 577 plus, so it's one of those things that hopefully an analyst does bring up, that if their production numbers are significantly higher than 577, then where's the discrepancy? So hopefully there's going to be a lot of unanswered questions that gets answered to us as investors. In addition to, they will be giving us updated reservation numbers. I do strongly feel that it will be more so around the 24,000 plus. So again, that is going to be a lot of good things when it comes down to Lucid. More so as well, it'll satisfy all the 2022 amounts. In addition to, it'll roll over into 2023. So that will definitely be very good. So they'll give an update on that. And then when it comes down to it, I think everyone will be paying attention to their guidance, because when it is now 2022, a lot of companies have had very good numbers, but it's their guidance that has been killing a lot of tech stocks. So at the end of the day, they're going to be talking on several different things within their guidance, one of which is deliveries, more specifically Europe. So that is one thing that they'll be talking on. Another thing that they will be talking on is more so their AMP facility, the progress in that regard. Hopefully they'll talk on as far as ramping up production, how far they've actually come along in 2022, and a lot of different things. Hopefully they talk about gravity as well. I don't anticipate them talking about that. But when it comes down to their conference, I do strongly feel that a lot of analysts will ask a lot of difficult questions, which will be fairly good at the end of the day. Hopefully they'll talk about why they're hiring so many positions in Taiwan. So hopefully something comes from that. But there is some things that obviously come to mind when it comes down to that. Could be connection to China, could be them building as far as parts and components there to ship to the States for more manufacturing. There's a lot of different ways to talk about that. So there's going to be a lot of good things to talk on, and like I said, the only possible negative would be the 2021 deliveries. In addition to that, another big catalyst, or catalyst I should say, is 13Fs, a new round of 13Fs that did come down the pipeline. Some good, some bad. I'm going to be talking about them all. So you can see right now our friends at Morgan Stanley did actually increase 323,000%. That is good. That is very, very good. So definitely hats off to you, Adam Aaron. Thanks for your $16 price target when it comes down to that. And I do really like a lot of good things when it comes down to this. More specifically, PIF. So you can see no change. Get it? No change. Hats off to you, bears, as well, for those of you that did try to convince people that they've been selling the whole time. So that is a very good thing. I'm just going to sort this based on the actual share quantity. So you can see PIF now still with 1 billion and change as far as overall quantity. Then you see Venrock. Venrock is a new big player now into Lucid with 18.8 million shares. So that is very good. In addition to that, Vanguard did come down the play. I don't necessarily see this as a catalyst, but they did reduce their position by 20%. So whether they were just readjusting or they anticipated a little bit more of a downtrend, I don't know. But at the end of the day, I do strongly feel that a lot of big names are still sticking into Lucid. And so how I see this as far as more so from an investment standpoint, it gives us a lot of structure. It gives us a lot of good support, especially knowing that PIF is actually behind us. And PIF did say that they are going to be helping the long-term health of Lucid, especially by building the Saudi Arabia facility. PIF PIF is actually putting up half the cost. So that is one big thing for Lucid. And not only that, it's very good to have all these big names under them as well. So I really like this, and I will continue to like this. Goldman Sachs as well today, increasing 651%. Largely a lot of these institutions getting in because of the NASDAQ 100 listing. So that is one thing as well to keep in mind. And another thing that I did find very interesting, it didn't necessarily happen today, but while I'm on the topic of 13Fs, I'm going to be talking about JP Morgan. So JP Morgan was a very big player now in Lucid. So I'm very surprised at seeing this. So JP Morgan did increase their position 1,500%, which is also very good, but they have calls. And based on what they actually have, based on the 13F that they submitted, they only have calls and actual shares. They don't have puts. So that is definitely very interesting. It's not the typical strategy that a lot of institutions and hedge funds do, that they have physical shares, calls, and puts. Or if you are bearish on obviously Lucid, you just have physical shares, shorting most of them as well, and puts. But when it came down to JP Morgan, they only have calls and shares. So I'm very surprised by that, but I'm very welcome. So that definitely is very good. So at the end of the day, this is a lot of good news, and a lot of which came out after hours. So I do anticipate a lot of upside potential with that coming tomorrow. In addition to, I'm going to talk on technicals. So out of everything, the technicals is a very good catalyst, and I'm glad to say this for quite some time, because ever since here, we haven't really had that good of technicals to actually boast about. But right now, you can see number of buyers have been going up. You can tell that based on the momentum indicator, and looking on the actual chart, we have been flirting with the 200-day moving average for quite some time. More so on the Fibonacci retracement, we have been bouncing between the S1 and the pivot for quite some time. And like I said, we did bounce very hard today, largely because of the tension within Russia starting to subside, in addition to their earnings, because again, this was a very big deal that a lot of people were anticipating and waiting for. But when it comes down to on the technicals, everything is looking and pointing to us being at the bottom. So I really do like that aspect of Lucid, and especially right now, we have a lot of momentum now, especially with all these 13Fs that have come out right now, especially after hours, more specifically PIF as well. So PIF did not sell. I love saying that, but right now that hasn't really been factored into the price. I do anticipate a nice little rally tomorrow, and if that rally can get us over this 200-day moving average, then we are easily into that $36 range. And then from there, depending on how the earnings go, we can easily get back to where we were. So this is why I'm very optimistic about the technicals as well, and I find right now the technicals are a very good catalyst. But with all that, let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments below. If there's anything that I may have missed, let me know in the comments below as well. I greatly appreciate that. If you haven't already, smash a thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Greatly appreciate that. If you do like my channel and support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. In addition to, I will be starting to do weekly live streams for members only. I was doing that for a little bit, but unfortunately I did get sick a little bit. I got the little COVID flu, if you can call it a flu or whatever it is. But anyways, I am getting back to that most likely this week, if not early next week. So make sure you guys take a look and join as a member, and that way you can get more of the one-on-one kind of thing, or join the Lucid community that way as well. Greatly appreciate that. And with all that, let's all make a lot of money on Lucid.